I'm Mr. Cabono, principal at the John Street School. It's my 5th year. It's my 30th year in education. Inclusion for me has always been an awesome experience for our students. It is a general ed classroom that has students with an IEP. Here in my building we have an inclusion class on every grade level from K to 6. It is a half-day program. Those students have a general ed teacher and an aide all day long, and for 2 hours, whether it's the morning or the afternoon, the special education teacher pushes in and they do parallel teaching, team teaching, station teaching with all the students in the class, but especially those who have special education. It's a great way to deliver services to our children that have special needs. When it comes to controversies or problems or challenges, it can be one of two things. Finding the right team of teachers, it could be challenging because it's really a partnership. We talk about it like a marriage. Teachers come to the table with different styles, teaching styles, and their own learning styles, and you really have to find two teachers, the general ed and a special ed teacher, who gel and they work well together. So that's a challenge from a staffing standpoint. From a parental standpoint, we have some parents, unfortunately, who have a negative connotation to having their child placed in an inclusion class. Sometimes they have given some negative labels of, talking to me about, I don't know if I want my child in the, for lack of a better word, they say the stupid class, which is kind of very strong and sad and unfortunate. And those challenges of talking to the parents of, this is a general ed class, and most of the children in the class are like your child, and this is a good placement for them, and they're going to be experienced. They're going to have two teachers. Not everybody gets to work with two teachers, and those seem to be the main challenges. From a staffing standpoint, and from the parents of the children who don't have the IEPs having an issue with their child being in that class as their placement. I think the great benefit of having inclusion classes is that kids get to have two teachers who make learning fun. They tend to do a lot more because they have the teachers in the room. When they do the parallel teaching, they could take a lesson and split the class in half and teach parts of the lesson, and then halfway through switch the groups. The kids get to work with both teachers. There's no labeling. When we walk into an inclusion class in my school, there's no way to say, oh, that person must be the person that's receiving the special education services. You can't tell, because it's really about building community of learners and building those team relationships, and that's really something that's very special to see. Okay, well, some of the things that have come up, sometimes the children who are receiving the special education services, they seem to go from year to year together because they're clustered, because they are the children who would have normally been pulled out for resource room, and this is more of a push-in model. They don't have to leave the classroom, so they pretty much stay together year after year, and it's the other children that we give everybody an experience throughout their time in my school, so that everybody has been in that classroom. So that's a challenge in itself. Again, talking to the parents that this is not such a bad place to be at all. There's a lot of fun things and advantages. I think keeping the teachers fresh also would always creating that learning community for the teachers so they don't get stale. What are some other teaching strategies that they can implement and fun things? Because it's all about learning and making learning fun. So what are other things that they can bring to their classroom to enhance the program, to help those children grow just like everybody else?
Thank you.
You're welcome.